Good evening, everyone. Today we are gonna try and wrap up Umbar. I know it's been quite a while. Episode number 17. Who knew that they had put out so much content? I'm super excited about it. Let's see how far we can get and hopefully wrap up the story tonight. So we're starting with Beneath His Notice. I would not seek to supplant any member of the kindred of the coins, for ours is a necessary council, and Umbar is made better by our efforts. But this too is strength. The kindred itself is more important than any other individual member. Were Azagath to fall during your rescue of the Gondorian hostage, that would be a most unfortunate turn. But the kindred itself would survive, and that is everything. Hamalek holds your gaze and lowers her voice. Azagath returned to the city in the grip of a curious superstition. Every morning he instructs some among his servants to carry empty bowls down to the docks beside the harbor garden's tower. They fill these bowls with salt water from the bay. Once this is done, they carry these bowls of salt water through the streets of the city until they reach the bridge beyond the Fleetfast. The guards let them pass without fail, and once inside, they fill the fountains within the citadel with salt water they carry. At midnight, the fountains are emptied, and at dawn, the process begins again. No one pays attention to the servants who carry the water, Meloa. Not the folk of the city, not the guards of the Fleetfast, and not Azagath, the Sea Shadow. Among these servants, you could gain access to the Citadel of Winds, and whatever might befall then, well, it would be for the benefit of the city, would it not? I trust this discussion has been as illuminating for you as it has been for me. Rothok will see you out. Be gone now.
Be gone now.
Before you turn to leave, you quietly ask Rothok why he is helping you. The half-troll stares impassively down at you and says nothing. You should find some water carriers mentioned by Harmelek. The women eye you suspiciously as you approach.
We have our own tasks to complete, stranger, and have no time to speak with such as you.
You apologize for interrupting and ask if they could use any help with their task. The servant stares at you suspiciously. Why? She asks.
Forgive Einat her distrust, stranger, but we have reason to be wary.
Our master is very particular about the means by which we carry out his commands. We bring seawater through the city to the fountains inside Sir Burrick's, the citadel of winds, every morning, and every night those fountains are emptied to await our return the next morning. It is hard, heavy work, and there are fewer of us now than there used to be. Azagath has dismissed some of our fellows before now, but no one seems to know where Saduk has gone. Enat hisses at Ishu to not say anything more, and the woman nods. He may be fine, and he may not, but without Saduk our work will be more difficult. Azagath smiles with his mouth, but his eyes are unmoved. And if we do not find some way to replace Saduk's burden, we may be the next ones to disappear. Prove to me you can carry this bowl of seawater without spilling a single drop, and perhaps you can accompany us into the citadel. Bring it to the courtyard of the Teeming Net Tavern to the southeast, and we will see if you are steady enough to join us. Okay, so where am I going? Over there. Okay. You have accomplished a task set before you by Ushu and Enat. Gotta go back. Okay.
You did well enough, stranger.
You may accompany us when next we perform our duties, and I will ask no questions of you. Your reasons for wanting to gain access to Sir Burrick's are your own, but you must endanger none of my friends. If such treachery seems possible, I will alert the guards at once. Let this last warning guide your steps. Neither Enat nor I know what happened to Saduk, but of this I am certain. He saw something he was not supposed to see, some secret of the sea shadow, and now he has paid for it. Azagath is dangerous. We water-bearers may be beneath his notice, but it may not be possible to always remain so.
We have a long way to carry these bowls of seawater.
Into the citadel. We have a long way to carry these bowls of seawater. It is our tradition to set them down for a brief rest before crossing the bridge to Sir Burrick's. Are you ready to begin?
Then let us begin, stranger. We will bring you with us into the citadel.
After that, your business is your own.
That is enough rest for now. Pick up the water bowl again and cross the bridge.
You go ahead, stay to the left side, and climb the hill to the keep. It's pretty. We will see you inside the main hall. No, this way. Not this way. The water is bound for the citadel. Oh, okay, up this way. The fountain you're seeking is inside the citadel. You pour the seawater into the fountain and should now take up your place alongside the other water bearers. Okay. Now we must wait until we are dismissed. It is best to not attract any attention. Remain within these steps with the rest of us, and we will stay beneath the notice of anyone who might take offense at our lingering. Eavesdrop on the conversation of the kindred of the coins inside the citadel of the winds.
I'm bored.
There's Thorongil.
Try not to think about it, Thorongil.
Belendor.
I tried that.
We may not need to keep you for much longer, young master. Nakasi should have consulted with me before she brought you here.
It was a good idea, Azagath. He makes a valuable hostage, does he not?
Not as valuable as the one Koltek has arranged.
We will see. I do not trust the Corsair he chose for this.
Lord Azagath, your invited guest has arrived. The Corsair Jajax and his prisoner, Queen Arwen of Gondor.
Greetings to you, noble Azagath. I have brought you the Queen, as I promised.
Your deeds exceed your reputation, Jojax. Nakasi did not believe you could do this.
It was not easy. Keep that in mind as we discuss my reward.
Is it customary for your prisoners to retain their belongings?
It is only water. Oh, what if Queen Arwen had a thirst?
Water has power. Belondor, take it from her.
The rivers of Gondor will have their vengeance upon you.
This is not Queen Arwen. Who are you?
Hey, listen, there has clearly been some mistake.
The mistake was believing you could succeed in this deception, Jorjax. You thought a jar of river water could unravel my sorceries. The rivers of Gondor have no power here, foolish ones. My strength comes from the sea, and the sea is stronger than any river.
My friend, I think we might have need of you after all.
Now you need me, Jarjax. Yeah. Silly Jarjax. And it's Nimrodel. I thought something was out of place. I see now that it was you, Miloa. You have come a long distance to be here. It is curious that none of my fellows thought to mention your presence to me. I do not believe you could have escaped Caltech's notice, or Harmelech spies. Perhaps they tire of our continued association. I have experienced such disillusion before. Some went willingly to the knife, but only later learned what it meant. Do you think to battle me now? Do you think you could best me in my own palace?
No, I will not fight you. You are a close friend of the King of Gondor. You will be a better hostage than either of these others.
What should we do with Rongil?
Kill him. We have no further use for him.
Out of my way.
He is just a child, Nikasi.
He is a Gondorian child, Balandor. What is that?
The fountain.
Oh, you have forgotten something important, Osaggoth. In the end, every river leads to the sea.
Here are the sisters.
You are not beyond our reach, Osaggoth Sea Shadow.
The kindred of the coins escape into the citadel steps, leaving their captives behind. The kindred of the coins have fled deeper into their citadel, but our purpose is fulfilled and Thorongil rescued. The power of the five sisters frightens Azagath. He was right to flee from them, and his allies beside him. And yet, Roaming Star and her sisters cannot long remain this far from their home. They have helped us buy us a reprieve and freedom for the kindred's hostage, but that is all. If Azagath and his kindred remain a threat, we cannot rely upon the five sisters to face it. Jarjax, what are you doing here? You are lucky I came along when I did, Miloa, for the kindred of the coins were only moments away from discovering you. I deemed that I saved you from imprisonment at least, and death at most, and you would do well to reward my friendship with what other valuables you might have at hand. You remind Jarjax that the kindred was quite oblivious to your presence until he called their attention to you, and he waves a dismissive hand. Ah, who can remember now? The important thing is that great deeds were done, and prisoners rescued, and the legend of Jarjax has increased. Did you see them, Miloa?
Did you see them? The five sisters.
I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but they were real. I thought they were going to slay Azagath right then and there. It is a shame they did not, and he got away. Is Orgalas here? Did he sail his ship to Umbar? I want to tell him about the sea voyage. It was Very exciting and dangerous too. You tell Thorongil that Orgulus remained behind in Anphilas, but someone else did sail with you aboard the Wave Hunter as part of the rescue mission. Lady Nariel and the rest of your crew arrive at a run. You give Nariel a moment to embrace her son and shower him with relieved kisses. After he finally squirms away from his mother, Nariel clasps you on the arm. You should have waited for the rest of us, Miloa, but I am pleased you acted quickly to rescue Thorongil when the opportunity presented itself.
Our mission to Umbar is completed.
For both captives held by the kindred of the coins have been rescued. I will return with Thorongil to Anphilas as soon as it can be arranged. His father, Carandolian, will be very pleased, but not surprised, to learn that we have triumphed. There will still be work to be done here in Umbar. I know it. This is... Every river leads to the sea. Has it been so long that you have forgotten the most important rule of all, Miloa? Never count Jajax out of a fight, for he will return and surprise you. It is a lesson the Prince of Dal Amroth has now learned. You should have seen his face when it became apparent that only Jajax could turn defeat into victory. Aye, it seemed defeat was certain. He has spies in this land, a band of whisperers and movers in secret that go by the name Circle of the Eagle. And when they reported to him that your ship never arrived, he despaired. A plan was conceived, a desperate plan, but it was considered the only option left to save the captive boy. The prince could not achieve it, nor could the king. Only a Corsair would do. Only the Corsair would do. And that means Jajax. It is good to be owed favors by kings and princes, Loa, and I shall be well rewarded for my part in this deception. I admit I believed the water carried by Nimrodel was in some way enchanted, and would prove more effective than it turned out, but all is well now. It must be good fortune of Jajax coming through in the end once again. How did my brother fare on your voyage? I hope he did not make too great a mess of things without me there to set him right. For long years, I believed I was no longer a part of the world, Miloa, and I sheltered with the Avorum and stood at the remove from all others. The kindness of Arwen and the good heart of Roaming Star have taught me I was wrong. In gratitude, I offered to play a role in their drama. Was it very different than the role I played for so long, the role of Dorthanith? I have set aside my veil of mourning, Miloa. It is good to be of help to my friends, no matter the dangers. Their kindness is like the warm sun upon my skin, and I welcome it. But do not mistake me, the danger of Azagoth remains. I judge that he is no ordinary man. I felt Sauron's mark upon him. Sigilith. I have not had time yet to rest and to speak with my brother, for we have gone from danger to another. I look forward to hearing of Corodan's adventures and telling him of my own. Perhaps that time has come. It may not last, for while the kindred of this coins has claimed to make this a free city, it would seem an evil has taken root within the membership of that council. I do not think your business in this land is finished yet, Miloa. Azagoth remains a danger, and my heart tells me he is not the only member of the kindred who is not as they appear.
During the sea voyage that brought us to Umbar, I did what I could to keep Thorongil out of trouble. It was not easy.
And I tell you truly that it was a thankless one. But I am relieved that both he and I survived the passage. That he has also been brought safely from the Citadel of Winds, It is a sign of your prowess and my memory of our shared adventures that I am less surprised by the hat. I look forward to hearing of my sister's adventures and to telling her my own. I still cannot believe that she is alive, but of course she was always stubborn. She might say the same of me, but I believe Sigilith has always been more headstrong than I am. Since you have spent time with each of us, only you can tell us for certain. Corridon smiles. No, you can keep your answer. I know what it is. Sirgon.
I have listened to the account of what transpired within the citadel, and my mind is clear.
Bellandor has no love for Gondor, and who could blame him for that? But he is not a monster. Whatever evil lies at the heart of the kindred of the coins, my old friend is not the cause of it. He would have prevented Nikasi from slaying their young hostage. I'm sure of it. Azagoth and the web he has woven has my friend caught, just as I was enmeshed by the commands of the steward Denethor. Bellandor is not beyond saving. Of this I am certain. Dexamat. My brother always has a plan or a scheme in mind, Maloa. Do you think he had this planned all along? Is this why he refused to join your crew? It must be, surely. You consider whether to dispel Daxamat's notion of his brother, and decide not to do so. You suspect that it would take a ship's hold full of evidence to lessen Daxamat's opinion of his brother, and even then it might not be possible. My brother is really something, isn't he? Daxamat asks you, and you have no choice but to nod in agreement.
I have listened to the account of what transpired within the Citadel of Winds.
And it seems to me that Azagoth's Sea Shadow is no mere man. Nimrodel says she felt the mark of Sauron upon him. Do you think he may be one of the Gurjul? If so, he has kept his nature hidden from the others of the kindred, and from the Umbari people. Nikasi Wave Reaper spoke to you of the Song of Waves and Wind before she left Gondor, and I understand Harmelech mentioned it when you met with her, but she knew little more than its name. Can it be that the Song of Waves and Wind has at its foundation some evil of Mordor? If that is so, we cannot leave Azagoth to make use of it. Whatever it may be, the adventure that brought us to Umbar is over, but our work here is not finished.
I have spoken with the others, and I still do not understand one thing.
If the Corsair Jajax arranged with Kultek to gain access to the citadel with his prisoner, why did the Timamir not accompany Jajax inside? If he believed Jajax's prisoner was truly Queen Arwen, would he not want to be present at the kindred's triumph? Gimli strokes his beard. Unless Kultek knew that Jajax had not actually captured Queen Arwen. But why would he help us rescue Thorongil? Is he secretly working against Azagoth's aims? You tell Gimli that your audience with Harmelech has shown you the kindred of the coins may not be as united in their purpose as it seems from the outside. That is why the king under the mountain is so important, Maloa. I will keep thinking about it. Kultek's place in all this makes my head hurt.
It is done. But now, is it not? We have carried out the commands of King Elisar.
Though they have brought us far from our homes. Kybril looks out over the water and shrugs his shoulders. I suppose I don't really have a home any longer, do I? My mother and my uncle Karlong would not welcome me back to Ithring, not even if they knew the part I played on this grand adventure, especially not if they knew. It wasn't that large a part, but I'd like to think it was some help along the way. It is up to me to make a new home for myself now, somewhere out here in the world. I was so afraid of... I cannot say what I was afraid of, exactly. I think it was the bigness of the world, that sense of vast, open spaces, far beyond the land in which I grew up. It is so different here. But perhaps that is a good thing for me. I could not find a place in which to belong in the land of my birth. Maybe I will find a place here. Thank you for bringing me along on your voyage. I will do whatever I can to help King Lesser bring peace to Gondor, and if that causes further conflict with the Kindred of the Coins, well, I will do what I can to help. All you need do is ask, Miloa. I will follow wherever you lead. Just maybe not aboard a ship next time, he says, with laughter in his eyes. The story continues in a future update.
Your mission has concluded, and I am pleased it has ended happily.
There is an interlude. The ghost returns. Now that it has, I can confess to you something. The physical hurt of the wound I suffered outside Helm's Deep pained me greatly, even as it would in time be healed by Leafshade's ministrations. But one pain remained even afterward, the pain of loss, of not knowing what befell my friends. As my body recovered, my heart dwelled on the uncertainty of what might be happening even then to you, and to Gleowine, and to Horn, and to Nona. I sorrow now to know that Horn perished on the Pelennor fields, but other of our friends survive, and my heart goes out to them. Now that Thorongil of Peneth Gillen has been rescued from the Kindred of the Coins, will you take one last journey with me, Miloa?
In the space before your adventures continue, my friend, I would ask to take one more journey with you.
Oh, all the way to Dunlagan. Anyway, this is where Nona's family lives. This is Lanuk, the village of the Ukluth from which Nona came. I am pleased to see it. She did not speak of it often, but when she did, her voice was fond, despite her attempts to prevent it, I think. You'd better go on ahead, Miloa. Nona's people will remember you. Kaibar and my sister and I will be considered... what is that word? Devodiad? Yes, that was it. The three of us may be Devodiad, but in Lanuk I believe you will be welcomed. Savulk. I knew you would one day climb this hill and come again to Lanuk, Miloa. I saw it in the Pool of the King only weeks after my daughter Nona departed, following the dream that carried her away to fight another kingdom's war. She returned months afterward with a broken heart and a child in her belly, and I thought she would return in the company of this man, this Horn, who was the father of the child. But sun and moon rose and fell, and it was not you who first came to Lanuk with tidings. Savulk frowns, and you remember that he considers himself more gifted with weapons than with words. It was a minstrel, an old one with white hair and a solemn face. He said he served a king of the Horse Lords, who perished fighting the Dark Lord. And he had tidings for Nona. Horn is dead, he said to her, and while she had raged with anger in the wordless months that passed, her fury was replaced all at once and with sorrow. I wept with the two of them, yes, even I, but I am her father, and I raised my Nona to be strong. Her tears showed me how deeply she loved this Horn, even though she buried that love beneath the rage she held for him, and which he deserved. So I wept alongside them, and when the minstrel departed I embraced my daughter and told her that I would never again say a cross word about the man Horn. I meant it even then, but in time I have come to understand he was a man of courage who believed he was not courageous, Miloa. That is a curious thing, and not common among the Ukluth. But perhaps not all can be as honest as Savulk. who is certain of his courage and acts upon it every day. He roughly clasps your arm and then points up the hill. My daughter sits by the summit of the village, by the fire on the right. She will be glad to see you. No. Miloa, my dear friend, it is good to see you again at last. If you waited a few more months, you might meet my son or my daughter, but I am glad you did not wait. No, I do not yet know what my child will be. When the days feel longest, I wonder if Hildegard would tell me whether I am having a son or a daughter, but I cannot bring myself to return to the soothsayer's cave. When Gleowine came to Lanuk and told me what transpired before the walls of Minas Tirith, it was as if I was hearing it for the second time, seeing it again, feeling anew all the pain of it. So I will not return to Hildegard. Gleowine spoke also of your deeds, and I know Horn was avenged. I would have become Wadu's ghost once more and done it myself, but you can see that I was somewhat occupied for now. So I thank you, and I know Horn does as well, and so does his child. Coradan, we thought you were dead. It is not so, my friend. But I grieved to miss the rest of your adventures. Who are these folk? He is Kaibar, a scribe of Gondor and friend of Miloa. He is an artist. And this is my sister, Sigilith. These are truly days of wonder, when even ghosts return. They rescued me from the clutches of the kindred of the coins in Umbar. It sounds like you have quite a story to tell. A story, yes, but also a gift. I spoke with Coradan and with Miloa at length. I hope I did well. She even looks pregnant. Oh my! This is lovely! Miloa, you must see this. Examine the gift. Oh, probably a painting. It's not clickable. Okay, this is an annoying bug. I guess I'm just gonna have to leave this instance because it's broken.
Sometimes it's hard.
Okay, well anyways, this quest is bugged. I can't complete it, so I'm just gonna pop on out. I'll try to finish it on another day.
In the space before your adventures continue, my friend, I would ask to take one more journey with you.
It's just an interlude, so we're just gonna skip it for now. Alright, so where am I? I'm all the way over here. I want to go to Jack's now because I have some allegiance questing to do. But yeah, so that completes the epic quest line. I've pretty much completed Umbar Barabal. Now I just got dailies and protos to do, and should be good. This is the daily.
Do not bother me without good reason.
Good day to you, traveler.
What news has come in with the tide?
Alright, so this is the Ledger Keeper quests. The Books of Balance. The Keeper thumbs through pages of scrawl, finally resting her finger on an entry unmistakably your name. Nary a misstep since you arrived on these shores. Reports contend that you are a capable hunter with many talents. You have a penchant for heroism, a quality some find noble, and you appear outwardly compassionate. Your legend thus far is unstained by controversy or misdeed. Let us see you keep it this way, yes? If you wish to know more about the Ledger Keepers, why we are here, why we are necessary, and how we came to be, I will explain it to you. She nods. But I warn you, our history is complicated. One reason for being, while rooted in the dark past, looks to the promising future.
There is much to be done, and fewer hands by which to do it.
In the past, our role was to track the actions of those who would oppose the tyranny of the heirs of Castamere. We did so in secret. We traded information we acquired to the Council of Leadership in exchange for freedom from the lash or the gallows. When the heirs fell and the kindred of the coins came to power, they chose a new path for our talents, one that we quite prefer. She offers a genuine smile. We fully embrace the need to understand the deeds undertaken for and against our burgeoning society. In their wisdom, the kindred enables us to honor good deeds done for the citizens of Umbar. You will find that the people of Umbar will provide you with coins, long held as the currency of our land. These coins are a little more than keepsakes. We call them in the singular and Uri in the plural. If you wish, you can exchange these coins with us, and we will track your undertakings in our records so that you can earn respect, honor, and gifts representative of our culture. If you do not choose to use the coins, it will not matter. We will remain ready to track and memorialize efforts undertaken for Umbar Barabel and her people. We will record your efforts only when you choose that we should. She nods. Until you earn our trust more completely, this is all I can say. I wonder if I can click on the letter yet. Nope. Oh, I can click on the letter. Lost Ledger. Miloa, we hope this message finds you well. Your efforts throughout Umbar Barabel fill our pages with credibility and nobility unseen in these lands for ages. We are pleased that an ally like you is in our midst. It is for this reason that I write to you. Your proven capacity for both compassion, discretion, and swift reciprocity are needed. At your earliest convenience, please return to me at Jack's Finale. There is a matter of import I wish to discuss. Zerai, Ledger Keeper of Jack's Finale.
Do you have need of something?
Our roles, while necessary, breed discontent with some areas of the populace. Some believe incorrectly that our records detail all actions undertaken within Umbar Barabel, and that we expose or trade secrets to the guards or kindred's enforcers. Some believe we still serve the heirs of Castamere. Neither is true. We humbly do our work as a form of penance for the years of torment wrought upon the populace. Self-preservation is a powerful motivator. Because of this, our couriers and aides sometimes find themselves the target of ire or worse. Our courier traveling south toward Rakatab was assaulted and lost one of our ledgers during the attack. The courier as well. You needn't concern yourself with their welfare. I require your attention on the ledger. While escaping an assailant, the courier stumbled off his mount and ran east toward the mountains. Along the way, he dropped the pack containing my last ledger. I no longer require the book. I need it delivered to my colleague aphamar at Rakatab. She usually stands across the path from the stable master in Rakatab. Can you do this? Okay. Well, let's go find that lost ledger. Alright, here's the satchel. Oh, let's get the goblin bandanas. We're up here anyways by the goblin camp. May as well. aphamar is not here. Speak with the overseer.
What do you need?
Aphamar hasn't graced the walkways of Rakata for nearly a moon. Eleanor, the old overseer, found her presence untenable. Given what we know now, it stands to reason that Eleanor had something to hide from the ledger keepers and wanted Aphamar far away from this place. Last I heard, Aphamar returned to Umbar Barabel and took residence in the upper ward. You may find her there. Right, using my guide to Umbar Barabel. And then I'm gonna ride to the north gate.
Fair winds to you.
May you spare a moment?
You're a friend, a warden of merit, and a career too. My time at Rakatap unceremoniously ended nearly a month ago. Ulinor's sway there will abate. Time and the pits judge all who transgress the kindred in Umbar Barabel. Her time will come. I have expectantly waited for this delivery from our usual courier. Strangely, you are here, but your legend in Umbar Barabel grows as swiftly as the tides in storm. For now, Miloa, this is all I require. When the time is right, we will call upon you again. And I just want to see what rewards they have.
Umbar is a free city at last.
Housing, crafting, pets. Okay, and travel. Let's see what stuff she has to barter.
What news has come in with the tide?
What's this? Replica Sword of Nakasi, Tome of the Silver Donkey. Okay, here's some nice gear. This is better than what I have at the moment. Probably that one, I'm thinking. I don't need will. Alright. Let's upgrade that. If I go here... I believe I'm done with the ledger keepers. Return to ledger keepers. Did I get that? Okay.
There is much to be done and fewer hands by which to do it.
A formal meeting with aphamar. Your timing matches your ledger. Impeccable. I recently sent a message to gain your attention. I'm pleased it was unnecessary and that you returned to me of your own accord. Let us speak.
There is much to be done and fewer hands by which to do it.
I want to thank you for understanding and trusting our process, friend. We occupy a tenuous position in the new structure, implemented by the Kindred of the Coins. Some feel our presence causes more harm than good. Others solely recognize the value of documenting the merits undertaken by the people here. Regardless of your feelings, you abide by our requests and honor the folk who commend you using the they provide. We want to formally recognize your contribution to Umbar Barabel and the defense of her people. The city and her people need defenders and supporters like you to continue aiding us in emerging from the darkness that once enveloped our lands. The Kindred of the Coins is a shining beacon where once only shadow stood. You, friend, contribute to the development of our society. I bow to you, Miloa, as a sign of respect and gratefulness. It is our custom that if you accept the sign, you should bow to show the same respect to my office.
Might you spare a moment?
You adhere to our customs, defend our people, and bring no harm to the land. Your legend among the newly freed populace of Umbar Barabel grows, and so do your responsibilities. Thank you, Miloa.
Do you have need of something?
I wonder if I could earn more. Doesn't look like it though. I've already done the max for Ledger Keepers. I'm doing Order of the Eagle at the moment. It had Shattered and Barred Tracery. I need to go back and figure out how to do this Kingdom of Gondor. Oh well. Alright. Back to Jack's finale we go.
Umbar can be a dangerous city, friend.
We must not let our vigilance lapse.
Okay. The eyes and ears of the city. The threat of the Kindred of the Coins cannot remain unknown. After the fall of the Magda Dahak, he shakes his head. Forgive me, I am Harthabor, and you should call that place Magda Corbo, my friend. My folly was not using the local vernacular. Do better than me. He begins again. After the fall of Magda Corbo and the heirs of Casimir, whispers and warnings from eagles throughout Umbar ceased. Worse, we lost contact with our leader in Umbar city. He stops and shakes his head. The citizens call it Umbar Barabel, and so should you. Can you see why I need your aid?
We must not let our vigilance lapse.
We set forth to re-establish contact with the leader of the Canaries in Umbar Barabel, but we were ill-prepared. Missteps and affronts to changes in custom abound. Many of our names are etched in their ledgers, and I know they are not written there because of our heroism. Through this archway to the east, I saw a sea hawk perched atop a roof. That is a courier. I am sure of it. Every day that bird arrives and perches there looking for something. I have seen a scrap of paper affixed to its leg. It likely seeks the eagle that used to watch this outpost and has a message to deliver. I cannot approach it without drawing attention to me, but you have committed no offense and breached no customs. You can act as our eagle here. Coax the bird from its perch and obtain that scrap, then return to me. Alright, there's the Seahawk courier. Ah. Scrap of meat may come in handy. Pick up a scrap of meat. Place the scrap of meat on the flat stone. And there's the bird. You gently remove the paper tied to its leg. The Seahawk does not seem to mind, and in fact appears to be very comfortable, exchanging the information for the delicious dinner you set before it. What does the message say? Whispers since are few. The mine collapse claimed many canaries. I was fortunate to maintain a few outside cages. My effort to rebuild is slow. Await requests.
We must not let our vigilance lapse.
Ah, thank you for this, friend. The fall of the heirs and the rise of the kindred diminished Arcardis's capacity to gather information. Yet she persists, and still she awaits requests from us. The bird network of hers, she calls them the Watchers on the Wing. He produces a small note and hands it to you. We need to send this message back to her. Bind the message to the Seahawk's leg. It will do the rest. Return to me after the Watcher on the Wing has left.
Days of peace have come at last.
Now,
to
my
Gondor.
friend, we wait. I thank you. Your effort and attention averted the disaster, or worse, that my folly would have wrought. I hope to see you again soon. There's this letter. Call and response. Friend, the Watcher on the Wing returned. I require your aid at Jack's finale. Please make haste and do not draw attention.
Have you come to help? Good.
I know the risk I place upon you, but we must ensure that we find out all we can from the leadership of Umbar Barabel. Please coax the courier again and get the latest communication from our leader in the city. You remove the latest message from the leg of the watcher on the wing. The king's crown is an perfect fit. One of the king's knights is like a dog to its master, loyal to fault but nothing more than a pawn. The queen is meticulous and malicious. She gathers notes from the ledgers. The second of the king's knights is full of malice. The male chariot is genuine, but my accounting and kin one of the people. The golden Mumak recently returned from a trip abroad with a laden ship. Our eyes are blind. The female chariot measures her moves and acts with intent. There is something there. I require assistance.
Days of peace have come at last to Gondor.
What does the watcher on the wing have for us today? I see. Our leader is alive and still obfuscated from the kindred of the coins, though it appears her reach diminished after the fall of the heirs of Castamere. She maintains enough sway in the city to provide us with these details. I will work toward finding a way to get her the aid she requires. He scribbles a note. Attach this to the courier as before. I will work on getting you into the city to meet our leader, our Acardis. A new canary assists us now. We will ensure that they are trustworthy and send them to you. I guess I'm the canary. It's either return message to the Seahawk's leg, and it peers up at you with beady eyes. The bird takes flight over the water and vanishes into the distance.
We must not let our vigilance lapse.
Once again, we must wait. When it is safe for Acardis to meet with you, she will let us know. Until then, we must remain beneath the notice of any who might wish her harm. My guess is that I've not reached a high enough level to trigger the rest of it. Alright, well that literally completes the quests. I will show you guys the proto quests. Let me just make sure I got all the dailies picked up here. I still got the crab shell ones to do. No repeatables here. Okay. So the protos are bounties
May the
that
seas be calm,
take place
and the
daily at
winds
Bel
fair.
Inzul. So I'm actually probably gonna just camp here with this tune, because it gives you embers, so let me bind that. Okay, I'll pick up all the bounties. This is the proto beast. Proto crab. Crow. Horn. Salamander. Alright. These are some of my friends, so I'm just gonna hang out with them. Like they said, we've got waiting on one more person to come, and then I'll go show you guys where these are located. I like to, if you look at the map here, I like to go there, middle, up, there, round, because this little piece here is just easy to get back then. So now that I'm level 150, it's all about gearing up. And that means farming embers. And the only way to farm embers at the moment is through this bounty board. Eventually, they're supposed to drop some missions. You can also do the weekly missions, which is probably what I'm going to have to end up doing so I can gear out quicker. And then after that, box runs will also give you good gear. And that's kind of like all the starter gear for the raiding that's available. So that's really pretty much all that I'm going to be doing from here on out on this tune. Leveling up my other tunes and doing the same thing, just gearing up. So I will probably be making a gearing up guide here in the next week or two for everybody. So hopefully that'll be some useful information for you guys once I figure it out myself. There's the proto. I'm not gonna hit him until actually everybody gets here. He's just dragging it back. I'm just gonna tap it with a quick shot to make sure that I get points for the kill, but then I'm actually gonna let them kill it. I don't want them to lose it. Now I'm gonna go up to this one over here. That's closest. It's this huge tree. Once again, just gonna tap it once or twice, and of course I pull it. Alright, everybody's here. Should be able to just bring it down. Take care of some of this. Alright. That's done. Gonna go to the next one. Those crabs actually don't count. Interesting. So it has to be the crabs in that area. Make sure I tap it. That is not it, I believe. Maybe it is. Let's see. Yeah, that was the beast. Okay, and then the last time. The reason we're calling this Proto is because it's Proto Beast, Proto Crab, or whatever. So that's just becoming our nickname for it. This last one is up here. And we gotta wait for respawn. And here it is. And we're done. Gonna go turn those in and get 20 times 5 is 100. Get my 100 embers. And then probably, please don't die, please don't die. Yes, I didn't die.
Oi! Hoi! Ah, greetings, kind traveler. Fair winds to you. It is a fine day indeed.
Thank you, everyone. That is the conclusion of today's stream. I hope you all have had fun doing all of the Umbar questing with me. If there's any quests that I've missed, please feel free to drop the quest names in the description below, and I will see you. I'm out. Good night.